Hey guys, System3 here and welcome back to another deck profile. I did a tournament recently and basically this was the deck I did with it. I did absolutely terrible. I only won one game and I lost the other 4 games. But I thought I'd show you what I did anyway, and just like with the build. It's actually quite a fun build when I played it casually. I just got quite unlucky during the tournament. Yeah, just going with it. Now remember, this is Fusion Heroes. It's a bit different from Mass Terror, but we're still running our 3 Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is our Stratos deck, sort of. Basically, it just allows us to add our shit, which is what we want because we are hero players and we need our stuff. So very much important to remember this. We want to start searching the true Stratos deck with Shadow Mist. So basically, you can send a hero Shadow Mist because he's the only one you're ever going to send. And the reason why you're only going to send Shadow Mist, guys, is because when Shadow Mist sent to the graveyard, you can add a hero. And Vision Hero Vion is also got the ability to banish a hero, which is very much important because it can add a polymerization, and it also fuels banished heroes for the Shining. So it's some pretty nice stuff. And as I knock the camera there. Alright. Then our good old friend Honest Neos. Honest Neos is very much a defensive card to try and keep our heroes around from being destroyed by battle, but yeah, no worries, it's also very good offensively as well. I prefer to use it offensively because the card itself is just overly nice. To be able just to swing with a weak hero like a Shadow Mist or a Vion is only 1000 attack and then slam for 3/5 can be a nice game ender, but also it's just that nice push. But also, if they don't see it coming because they haven't seen you add it, boom, you can just Honest Neos them and protect your hero from damage. But 2 is all you need. It's searchable, and you never really need to use. If you use 2 in a match, fine, but you never really need 3. If you need to have to use 3 in a match, you probably lost already, to be honest. But to be honest, also 2 is fine. 3 clogs heavily. I think the problem is that you, or at least I found in testing, is you just get 3 of them in your hand and you're like, oh, what do I do? And it's kind of unfortunate to happen. Anyway, Bubble Man, a good old Bubble Man. He's basically just used for the special summoning ability for Exceed plays, but also for Absolute Zero plays and Link plays as well, because the special summon ability more than anything helps us get out an extra warrior for his sold, or an extra card if we really want to go into Decode Talker, which is just overly nice, guys. And the fact that he can make Absolute Zero one of the best Omni heroes for fusions is amazing. Right, and then Ocean. Elemental Hero Ocean basically adds back monsters from your graveyard during your standby phase. But the one thing about it that I really love is it states hero. Not Elemental Hero, it just states hero. So that means we can add our bad boy Vision Hero Vion back to your hand, which is what we very much like. Alright, and then we've got Neosalius, our 1900 beat stick. And basically we just want him just to beat over some things if need be. Also dropping an Honest Neos on it is super sweet as well, because it just increases extra attack to make it even more deadly as well. So it's just a nice beat stick that you can just try and hit things with and deal. But you only one because generally during this game you are trying to get out your fusions, not just hit them with 1900 beat stick Neosalius. You know, we are trying to actually kill them with our fusions here. Anyway, our amazing boy Blazeman, 420 Blaze It. So Blazeman, the reason I'm running him only at 1 is because people really underestimate one thing. So Vision Hero Vion, as you see how I was saying about adding poly, he's not searchable apart from Rhoda and your and Isolde, your Notable Night Link. Because of this, he's a bit more like you run free. You want to run 3 of him, ideally, just to see him more consistently. I'm only running 2 just to go back on that, because I really honestly don't feel like 3 is needed. You draw Shadow Mist more often than not, and which means that you kind of make Viron a little bit useless because his whole entire goal is to send Shadow Mist to add heroes. You don't really want to send any other hero. But because of that kind of small situation, which is kind of annoying, you basically run Blazeman as a searchable target via our good old friend emergency call, which is also just an easy poly target for us to access. People do forget about his searchability, which is very much very much more important since he's searchable by Isolde, emergency call, and reinforcement in the army as well. So basically, you can get this guy in many different ways. Obviously, if you get reinforcement in the army, you can search Viron, but you know what I mean. You can do it. It says you run equal at 3 because it's an amazing card. You would obviously you're more likely to see him than you're going to see emergency call more than you're going to see reinforcement in the army, which means the less chance for Viron, which means you're going to have to draw Viron, which means you want to max out on 3, but it kind of clogs up at 3. It's complex stuff, guys. You have to really play it to really fully understand what I mean. But the main gist of it is that Viron's problem is that if you're not sending a Shadow Mist, Viron kind of becomes really not that great. So it's it's kind of weird. You'd have to play test it to get it. Anyway, Elemental Hero Voltic's the next card. Voltic is an amazing card. Basically, if it deals some form of damage, because it's got to deal some damage for its effect, it then says special summon a banished hero monster. Just gonna check if it's hero. It should be. No, it's elemental hero. Sorry. Basically, when it inflicts spell damage to your opponent, you can just summon one elemental hero from your banish zone, which is very, very lovely because special summoning from your banish zone, even though it's restricted to elemental hero, you could even bring back Honest Neos if you happen to remove that with. If you happen to remove it by Milk Fusion for the Shining, you just go, oh boys, no worries, I've got one in hand, cool. And then you attack with Voltic. Drop Honest Neos, you get some damage in special summon Honest Neos. And one thing about Honest Neos, just to kind of explain its other part of its effect, just getting to it, I'll go back to the card. Just to quickly explain something. So, with Honest Neos itself, just bringing him back, his effects, when he's on the field, he's got the same effect, but you've got to discard a hero from your hand, and he gains that attack. The thing about that is it's not, they're not hard once per turn. You can use them both in the same turn. So if you bring, so if Voltic, right, attacks directly, or attacks, deals some form of damage, especially as that, and the only instance is in your hand is, let's say you've already used on him, you can still use this Honest Neos' first effect to get the extra attack as well. So it's just a really nice little combo you can do there. And people don't see it coming as well because people don't pay attention to that card's effect. So, Anyway, yeah, that's Voltic in a nutshell, and it's actually a really great card. And I might test it out in Master, see how that goes. Right, Son of Monk. Son of Monk's just a one-off for me. I don't really think the cards, it's in the Master build where it's more dedicated. I feel it's a lot better. But for this, it's perfectly fine. I don't really want to have to ditch many spells for it. But my main problem with Summoner Monk is the fact that I had to ditch a spell for it. So if I open up Summoner Monk but no spell, it's just great. What do? And I basically just felt like putting him down to 1, and it's worked fine. Honestly, I've never felt I needed any more. He just extended plays. Goblinberg, or Goblinberg, I don't know how you pronounce it. He's my real rank 4 toolbox engine thingy. Basically, he is just straight up summon card from hand. I prefer this more than anything because the problem I have with something, like I said, was the whole spell card problem, right? So I hate the fact that I have to discard a spell card because guys, I don't want to have to discard a spell card. If I don't have a spell card, he becomes dead. I just normal summon him defense mode. Great. You have animate defense mode. Great. That's all I've done. Yeah, no worries. But Goldenberg basically being summoned and then summon out another dude from my hand is fine. I'd rather have to focus on summoning dudes from my hand and lessen my hand than have to rely on the fact that I've got to have a spell card. Just simply, that's how I personally feel. And he's going to be so much more better when we get Solid Man, because Solid Man's going to be the dream where we can play Diane and do some really cool stuff. I'm looking forward to really testing out new heroes or new masked hero when we get Solid Man. Anyway, and then free Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre is Ghost Ogre. It's a great hand trap. However, in the tournament it was completely useless because I never really had a target just to actually use Ghost Ogre on. Sad times, but you know what? It was a good card nonetheless. I very much like it. Ghost Ogre, the way I've always thought about it is it's a nice. I'm annoying that it doesn't negate the effect, but just being able to straight up just remove a card that can combo in other cards is very nice, and I love it for that. It really is 100% great. I wish I had Ash Blossom so like I could run 2 Ash and 2 Ghosts or something like that, but 3 Ghosts is all I've got, but nonetheless it is amazing, and I wouldn't recommend not running current day decks without a hand trap like Ghost Ogre, personally. Right, anyway, just moving on to our spells. 3 emergency call, staple, straight up. We just want to start searching. Emergency call, just searching an elemental hero, especially like I referred to before, without searching out. Blazeman just allows us to get our polymerization, which is what we want. Obviously, it wouldn't be a fusion hero deck without 3 polymerization. Just line them up. There we go. 3 polymerization, because why not, boys? Poly is your main source of fusion. Basically being able to play it and use 2 cards from your hand or field. It's a nice card. A staple for any fusion hero deck. I'm running 3 just because I want to see it as much as possible, and I don't have to want to rely on Vion or Blazeman for the annoyance of drawing them or having to add them to get my polymerization. I'd rather just open with it. Our next boy, our Miracle Fusion, the best card in Heroes in my personal opinion. Basically straight up just from field or grave, banish and summon out a hero. What I like about it so much more is not the fact that you're banishing. Well, it's not the fact that you're summoning a monster, more the fact that you're banishing, which allows you to enable Shining Place and Place for Voltic, which is just amazing. So, such a good card, guys. Alright, now we're getting down to our one-offs. Reinforcement of the army, just straight up level 4 or lower. Warrior at the hand, which is just nice. We get our cards that we want. Our Righteous Justice. Our Righteous Justice straight up is just blow up some back row for each elemental hero I have. It's just back row removal, but also you can kind of swarm the field a little bit with elemental heroes. So you can get at least 3 back row and more. Fusion here, fusion recycling plant, just get poly, and also adding a fusion material back to your hand, which is just nice. So if you fuse with a Vion, you can add back a Vion. If you fuse like a Blazeman, you can get back a Blazeman. If you get Bombman, add Bombman, Ocean, you can add back any of your heroes that you use, which is very much nice just to be able to use them for future plays. And then our next boy, Raigeki, because Raigeki is straight up just wipe their board. Yeah, that's what we want. And then once reborn is just reborn, you know, a monster. Like my monster, their monster. Who wouldn't want that? And then we're just going to quickly go through the traps. Right, we got back to the front at 2. Back to the front at 2 is just straight up simple. The idea of it, guys, is that it's able to basically reborn a Vion, Bomberman, whatever it is. I mean, you can even do the draw 2 effect by the way with this. The way you do it is so just to cover this. I've only done it once, and it wasn't actually that. So anyway, you got back to the front. Right, so you got the set. So this is in your graveyard, right? So what happens is that you've got nothing in your hand at the moment, so nothing in hand, and what you do is you play back to the front. You special summon Bomberman defense mode, and then back to the front leaves. Bomberman's effect can trigger since you've got nothing on the field or in your hand as of current, so you get to draw 2 cards, which is really nice. So it's just like it's something that you can do, and I've done it once, and it's really nice. Just a little trigger effect there. So yeah, there you go. Back to the front, just honestly bringing things back just helps. Floodgate Trap Hole, just dealing with a card and just keeping it face down so we don't have to deal with it, so I can get around that problem card that would otherwise really just annoy me. Trap Hole, basically negate, destroy. It's just nice to just have and just deal with. Yeah, just to deal with problem cards really. 2 Solemn Strike. Solemn Strike is you want to start negating, and obviously paying 1500 life points isn't too bad since you're not running Hero Lives. And then Solemn Judgment, half your life, negate anything, and then just quickly Solemn Warning to just negate a summon. Like these 2 cards are very much important. The Solemns in this deck are purely so you can slow your opponent down to bring them to your speed, which is what you want, because Fusion Heroes are a very slow deck, and you need to start bringing them down to your speed so you can deal with them at your time when you can. You know, that's how I've always viewed it anyway. Alright. Okay, so now we're moving on to the extra deck. We got Elemental Hero Core. Core basically, when it kills a dude, kills another dude, because why not? And when it dies, you get to reborn an Omni Hero from your grave. So basically, like Escaridao, Nova Master, Shining, Absolute Zero, anything that's level 8 or lower, basically from your graveyard, ignoring summoning condition. Because heroes have this restriction that they have to be fusion summoned, so he gets around that by being able to bring them back, which is lovely. But he's only a one-off, in my personal opinion. Escaridao just gets 100 extra attack as a drop card. So he gets 100 extra attack just for every elemental hero in your grave. Kind of not that great. But hey, you can get him up to 3k and it's better than nothing. But he's just there as a dark target, just fusion summon with Iron and Escaridao. Simply as. Nova Master, just because of Blaze Man being able to fuse, since he is a fire target. But yeah, going into Blaze Man, going Nova Master, if you kill a dude, draw a card. I ain't complaining about an extra draw. He's really nice when you go against something that's really safe and they've got no back row and they got only a monster. You know you can safely draw yourself a card. You might be able to draw yourself like a Solemn Strike or a Warning or a Judgment or something, or back to the front even, just to negate their stuff or set up for the next turn. So it's just quite a nice possibility of giving you something extra just to extend or slow down your opponent. We're running 2 of the Shining because since Miracle Fusion in this build is very much more prevalent, we are more likely to go into the Shining more than anything. The main thing is that by going into Core, so if we've already gone into a Shining, guys, right, and it's done 32, whatever, right, and then I go into Core banishes like 3 more, and then if I go into another Shining, and this is all by banishment, by the way, well, with just the 3, it's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. And then, so that'd be a 41k, and then the extra 2, so 41, 42, 47. So I'm bad at math, guys. But it'd be like 4700 with all that, if you do 3 Miracle Fusions, only focus on the Shining. and that ain't something to laugh at. It's pretty freaking powerful. So since we're more prominent to use him throughout this game, he's obviously seen the spotlight at 2. Ab-Zero, I'll be honest, I was going to run him at 2, but I kind of ran into the problem with the fact that I only had 1. So, yeah, I kind of couldn't. I actually ordered one just recently and it's already arrived. So, if I edit this deck, I might put him up to 2 and we'll see what happens. But I'm probably not going to play this deck for long. Probably end up going to scrap it. And, well, not scrap it entirely, but like I'll probably end up going back to my Jaden Heroes, or we'll see what happens. But this was only really meant for a one-time thing anyway. But Ab-Zero, just to go into him, he gains 500 extra attack for every water monster in your on the field. It does not include himself, sadly. It's other elemental, it's other waters. But yeah, so we've got what was it? So we've got Ocean and 2 Bubble Man, so you can get those up there. That is a straight 4K, absolute 0. But the main thing we care about is the fact of having him as a looming threat over your opponent, because when he leaves the field, he destroys all monsters on their side. So just being a Raigeki on legs, it creates quite a bit of a threat for them, because if they don't have a way out of it, or they don't have a way to recover, they don't want to have to necessarily destroy it, so they try and play around it. And playing around it allows you possibly for them to waste a lot more cards than they really needed to, which then in the end it gives you a massive advantage. And it's why I would ever consider him at 2, because just that looming threat that he might have you get over him once, but can you get over him a second time? That kind of thing. He's like the Dark Claw before Dark Claw. It just, if you don't get what I mean, really think about it, like about that mindset of why Dark Claw is a problem and how people have to play around Dark Claw. Before Dark Claw, that's kind of the Dark Claw deck, people had to play around it. Anyway, Vision Hero Adoration. Adoration basically states target one other hero monster, and that's and then that monster's attack selects another monster's attack, and you basically minus it by that amount. So if you've got let's say a Shining of, let's say, 3,200, you target the Shining, then target, let's say, their Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it's going to be on 0 because it minuses 3,200 attack. So instead of Shining on 3k, minuses to 3k, it's on 0. Simples. It just allows you to go for more OTK and push in a lot of extra damage, which is what you want, because we try to kill our enemies. Vision Hero Trinity, he is our basically just big play. Like if you've got 3 heroes in your hand and an Honest Neos, and you know for a fact that you're looking at their board and you can slam into them with 3 attacks, because it can attack twice and it doubles its attack to 5,000, so it becomes 5k, right? And then you can drop Honest Neos to make it come 7,500 and straight up just slam into their monsters and kill them. If it's 3 of them is in attack mode, since it can attack 3 times, boom, 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 you can possibly kill them. However, its big downside is it can't attack directly. That's a big problem. You don't want that. But however, if you time it right and you know you can go for game with this card, and there's nothing in your way of literally summoning it out, dude, guys, just poly, summon that Trinity, just drop that Honest Neos, go boys, 7-5, slam into them and just kill them off. Done. It's a nice OTK for heroes, and if you've got the opportunity to do it and you're safe and you're ready to do it, go for it. And it's honestly one of the best plays you can do. Right, now going into more our Exceed portion of our deck. Number 39, Utopia. And obviously, you know, he's Detach, Negate. Wait, what do you mean we're not using it for that? Oh, obviously we're using this guy's effect, right? Well, you're telling me that I'm not using that guy's effect? Oh, right, it's this guy. It's that guy's effect. Oh, sorry guys, I got confused. All jokes aside, obviously we're running the Utopia a lot. I know most people tend to only run these 2, but I'm running this just so I can get the effect off twice. It's not even about the fact of getting the effect off twice. it's like this can be kind of a problem card for people, and just basically making itself 5k. It's just nice. Like, it's just nice to have being a thing, and being able to use that twice is great. Yeah, sometimes you might not be able to pull it off because they're gonna like stop your Utopia summon, or maybe they wait for you to do that and then they completely stop you, and it's like, why guys, why? But if they don't and you get it all off, my god guys, it's the dream. It is the dream. Anyway, other than those guys, obviously for Exceeds, because that's obviously just our amazing kills. We have Silent Monarch, basically just to take their shit and put it as Exceed material. It's like most people run Castell to like just spin things back to their deck, or extra deck in this case. I would rather take it away from the extra deck and keep it under my like arc. I wouldn't want them, because that means for them to get access to it, and again they have to kill or at least attack arc once, which means they're having to waste extra time when they don't have access to it. So I just feel it's a lot nicer of a card these days. Trap Chicks Rafflesia, as you saw, we had the whole cards. If I can get a Rafflesia out literally, and I have the opportunity to, and it's the right opportunity to, do you know what, why not? I can send them from the grave. So from the deck to the graveyard to activate their effect, so that means I don't have to draw them. Isolde is straight up just 2 warriors, and it's like, hey, add a warrior because why not? And then you're like, oh cool, by the way, you know, I'm now going to poly and fuse and stuff. So it's just nice to have, straight up. So the best hero link that we can use at the moment, because you know the hero link is actually kind of not that great. And then we've got Decode Talker. Decode Talker is just generic, like everyone's running it basically at the moment, because it's the generic link of the sign. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm just going to quickly go into my side deck. It wasn't really to counter anything, but like I had a Gaia, an extra core, and a Castell, because just in case I needed it. And then like an extra Wild Heart, a Wild Heart, an extra Summoner Monk, an Honest, because why not? Effect Failure, because why not? A lot of it was like just why nots. And then Fusion Gate, a Dark Hole, and a Lullaby of Obedience just to troll, like because why not, guys? I just like to troll my opponents. And then Floodgate, Bottomless, more whole cards just in case I wanted to put in some more. Anti-Spell Fragrance, because I only own one, so like, you know, but if I had a chance where I might need it, yeah, put it in. Swimming Mirror Force and just Mirror Force, because why not? That was literally it. It wasn't even a side deck like to plan to fight against anything. It was just cards that I just thought were good, and I just put them in. Like Wild Heart was just like, let's put him in too. You know, why not? Anyway, that was it, guys. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Actually, it was a bit of a lengthy one, but yeah, it was a fun. It was a fun deck to play. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, possibly play testing this deck for yourself. I hope you get a lot out of it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it around longer. I might end up scrapping it soon and just going back to pure Master Hero, since I had to take apart Master Hero to be able to play this deck. But who knows? I'll still have this deck profile around, so I can at least go back to it if I decide to. That's one of the good things about deck profiles. I can remember what I did. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, guys. I hope you all enjoy. Leave something in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the deck, any improvements you could have, stuff like that. And I'll see you all in the future, guys. Some more videos, some time. See you, guys.